I have been promising my Facebook fan page, people who are following me on there, that I would do a video talking about breastfeeding after having a breast augmentation. I know I have had a breast augmentation and I have said in a few of my other videos that I have, but I haven't really gotten into too much detail about it. And one thing I know, having had a breast augmentation, is that a lot of people have a lot of questions about it. There's a lot of stereotypes about it. There's a lot of things that people just naturally assume about having had a breast augmentation that are just not true. So to start off, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my breast augmentation that I had. So I had breast augmentation surgery it would have been May of 2008. So I've had them for nearly 4 years now. I got them when I was 18 years old. I had no boyfriend, no husband, no significant other at that moment. So I had no influence from anybody to get them. It was 100% my own decision. I went with a doctor that was recommended to me by other family members who had used him for actually breast reduction, breast augmentation, and for breast lifts, as well as some other cosmetic surgery. So he was not 100% not the cheapest doctor I could have gone to, but I wasn't looking for somebody cheap. I was looking for somebody that would do a good job and would take care of me and would make sure that the results were natural, because that was 100% what I wanted. I wanted to still look like when someone saw me, it wasn't shocking. It didn't look like I had had a breast augmentation, that somebody would look at me and be like, wow, she had breast implants. No, I didn't want that. I wanted to still look natural, but to feel more feminine and just to feel better in my clothes. So I did have my surgery. I went for my consultation a couple of months before, and then I booked my surgery. The doctor I went with is Dr. Matthew Mosher, and I'll put his link below if you're interested in having any surgery done with him. And he is a fantastic doctor, and he's just a really nice person. So the surgery that I chose was, I had breast augmentation, I had my implants placed underneath the muscle, and I had an implant, or my implants were saline implants. I had 350 cc's on the left and 375 cc's on the right. I had saline implants. They were I can't remember what the name of the implant is, but they have a lifetime warranty, so if I have any problems with them, they will be replaced at the expense of the company. One thing that I did choose to do, which my doctor recommended, because I did say that I will be planning to have children at some point in my life, and when that time comes, I want to be able to breastfeed. So he recommended that I had my incision underneath my breasts. So instead of having them in the armpit or around the areola, I chose to have them underneath, because he said that in his opinion this was the least invasive and it wouldn't have any contact with my nipples. So from what I was told is that I wouldn't have any problems breastfeeding as long as I didn't have any loss of sensitivity to my nipples, and also that I didn't have nothing wrong with my nipples, or wasn't touching my nipples, there was no interfering with my nipples. So that was one thing I was really worried about. And he did a good job. I have no sensitivity loss in my nipples or in my breasts in general. I have no problems with I can't remember how you explain it, but it's like when you get a hard capsule around your breast implant. I have had no problems with that, no problems with scar tissue, no problems, period. They've been great. I don't regret getting them. If you're wondering, would I recommend getting them? If it's something that you want and it will make you happy, then absolutely go ahead and get them. It made me have a huge confidence boost, and I just felt fantastic about the way that I looked and about everything. And it was 100% for me. It was for nobody else. And that's one thing that's good about it as well. If you want to do it because you want them. Don't do it because anybody else is influencing you to get them. Get them just because it was something that's going to make you feel good. So because I was 18 at the time, I hadn't really planned on getting pregnant. But as I've also said in other videos, at 18 I actually did get pregnant with Steve, who is now my husband. And we got pregnant, and unfortunately I lost the baby. So that was extremely difficult on us, but I had just had breast augmentation surgery. It was not a very good idea for me to actually even be pregnant because I probably could have had problems breastfeeding. But it was still very unfortunate, and I was very sad to lose that baby, and we did really basically start trying to have a baby very soon after that. And then when I did get pregnant with Eva, I kind of talked to my doctor about it again, talked to my OB, explained the situation. They knew that I had breast augmentation, I had breast implants, and I wanted to know how it will affect my breastfeeding. And they said, no, it shouldn't. Unless there's problems or if I had any complications, it should not affect my breastfeeding. Well, when Eva was born, I had a natural vaginal delivery, and about probably 15 to 20 minutes after she was born, after she was kind of cleaned off and they gave her back to me, I immediately was able to breastfeed her. She latched on right away, and my milk came in about a day and a half later. I had tons and tons of colostrum. Even a couple of months after Eva was born, I still had colostrum, and I had very, very yellow milk, which my doctor said was fine. I had lots and lots of breast milk. I had no problems with that. Unfortunately, at about 5 months, Eva totally lost interest in latching on, and she just was not into it anymore. She had been given the bottle a few times when I had pumped and then given her the milk. So that was kind of difficult, and it was hard for me. I didn't really want to stop, and I did try, and I saw a lactation specialist, and I saw a few different people, nurses, and I talked to breastfeeding moms about it to see if I could get any help or any support with it. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to continue breastfeeding because she just wasn't interested any longer. She weaned herself off. But I did continue to pump until she was 6 months old. She did receive breast milk that was pumped until she was 6 months of age. So I am glad I did that. But the next baby, I hope that I'll be able to breastfeed for longer. But if I can't, I can't. I just hope that I will be able to, because I really enjoyed the experience, and I did have a positive experience. And breast implants did not affect my experience with breastfeeding. It didn't change the way that I was able to breastfeed, nothing like that. So if you are considering having breast augmentation, I would, if you were planning to have children in the near future, I would wait until after your children are born. Just because, of course, there are always those risks that something could go wrong, or you could have a complication and you may not be able to breastfeed, or you may have problems with breastfeeding. You may have problems with your milk supply. So it would be best to wait if you can. If you are not planning on having children, or if you've already done having children, then absolutely go ahead. I would 100% support that decision. Other than that, I think that's all that I really have to say about it. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to put them below, and I will answer them in my question and answers video that should be coming up in the next week or so. So thank you so much for watching.